Yeah, it's time. Please select the answer choices that you have got. We'll see how to go about this question. Around 50% have got option A, 40% have got option B, 10% have got option C, and nobody has got option D. So if the price of an article is decreased by 20%, and then the new price is increased by 25%, then what is the net change in the price? So let the initial price be P. And now what they're doing is they're decreasing the article's price by 20%. So the new price P1 is equal to 1 minus 20 by 100 into P, or you can call this as P0. P0, this is 0.8 P0. P0. So P1 is 0.8 P0. And then what they are doing is, then the new price is increased by 25%. So this is again P2 is equal to 25%. 25 by 100 into P1. P1. And this is 1.25 into P1 is 0.8 into P0. 0.8 into P0. P0. And this is, if you want, you can multiply here. This is 0.8. 8 5 is 40. 4. 8 2 is 16. This 420. 8 1 is 8. This 210. 2 decimals, 1 decimal, 3 decimals. This is 1 and 0 into P0. So P2 is equal to nothing but P0. So there is no change in the net price. So if you are decreasing and then increasing by 25%, finally it would come at P0 itself. So the correct answer is option A, 0%. I hope you have got this. If you have any doubts, please ask. Yeah, please ask.
Sir, what is the meaning of the last line of the question? That is, what is the net change in the price?
That means the first price, the initial price, and the P2. What is the difference between these two? Like how much has P2 or P2 has changed when compared to P0? Since P2 is equal to P0, both are same. There is 0% change.
But sir, why we multiply to them 1.25 into 0.8?
See, what they've done is earlier P1 is equal to 0. They have decreased the price by 0.20%. So this is P1 is 0.8 into P0. This is the first time when they, for example, let's take it as 100 rupees. And now they are saying they have decreased by 20%. So it becomes 80 rupees. And then this is P1. P1 is 80 rupees. And now after this, they are increasing by 25%. So this is 1.25 into P1. So this is 1.25 into 0.8. Sorry, 80 rupees. And this is nothing but 100. So initial price was 100, final price was also 100. So the net change is 0%.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If there are any more doubts, please ask, or else we'll move to the next question. We'll move to the next question. Please take 3 minutes to solve this. It's time. 83% have got option B, 9% have got option A, nobody has got option C, and 8% have got option D. So this question is similar to the previous question, but in this question, there is one more round of change in the price. In the previous question, there was only the changes were only twice, but here they're doing it the third time. The question says the increase in the price of a certain item was 25%. then the price was decreased by 20%, and then again increased by 10%. What is the resultant increase in the price? So let the initial price be P0. So P1 was 1.25, P0. How this has come? This is 1 by 25 by 100 into P0. And then after this, P2 was 0.8 into P1. This is equal to 0.8. P1 is 1.25 P naught. And how this has come? This is 1 minus 20 by 100 into P naught. Now we have this 0.8 into 1.25 into P naught plus P2. And then there was one more round of this time they have increased it again. It is 1.1 into P2. P2 is this whole value. So 1.1 into 0.8 into 1.25 into P naught. So from the earlier question, we know that 1.25 into 0.8, nothing but 1. So this whole thing becomes 1. And this is 1.1. This is P naught. This is 1.1 into P naught. So 1.1 denotes a 10% increase. This is 1 plus 10 by 100. So the ultimate, the final price was 10% more than the initial price. This P naught, 10% increase. This is 110% of P naught. So P3 was 10% increase in the price. So the correct answer is option B. I hope you have understood this. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay. If there's no more doubt, we'll move to the next question then. So take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, it's time. Please select the word, the answers that you've got. 62% have got option B, 25% have got option A, 13%, now 70 have got B, 20% have got A, 10% have got option C, and nobody has got option D. So let's see how to go about this question, because majority have got it wrong. So when 70% of a number is X is added to another number Y, the sum becomes 165% of the value of Y. When 60% of the number X is added to another number Z, then the sum becomes 165% of the value of Z. Which one of the following is correct? So let's go one step by one, step by step. The first sentence says that when 70% of a number X is added to another number Y, the sum becomes 165% of the value of Y. The 70% of number X is, you can write it as 70 by 100 also, or 0.7. Let's take it as 70 by 100 itself. 70 by 100 times of X plus Y is equal to the sum of 70% of X and Y gives 165% of the value of Y. 165 is, we can say it as 100 by the 100% plus 65%, or you can directly take 165 divided by 100 into Y. So this is 70x, or this can be written as 100 by 100 plus 100Y. I'll take 100 as common here, 1 by 100 is equal to 165 divided by 100 into Y. This gets cancelled, and this is 70x plus 100Y is equal to 165Y. 70x is equal to 65 by x by y is equal to 65 by 70. This is 5 ones are 5 threes are 5 ones are 5 fours. This is 13 by 14. X by y is 13 by 14. Now we have the second sentence. That is when 60% of the numbers x, 60% the number x. Okay, before moving to the next step, if you have any doubts in the first step, please ask. In the first equation that I have solved, x by y is equal to 13 by 14. If you have any doubts. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Huh.
Sir, the 100 ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ 70 divided by 100 ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 100y divided by 100y ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್?
ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ನಾನು 1/100 ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 100/100 is 1 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ 1 ಬದಲು 100/100 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡೆ.
1y ಅಂತಾನು ತಗೋಬೋದಾ ಸರ್ ನಾವು?
ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1/100 ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಕ್ಲೇಬೇಕು.
ಹಾ,
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ 1/100 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 1 ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ, 100 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 1/100 ಇಂಟು 100y ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇದು 100 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೀ y ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಹಾಕಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
If there are any other doubts in this first step that I've done, please ask, or else we'll move to the second step. Okay, move to the second step. The second sentence says that when 60% of the number y, x is added to another number z, so this is they're adding it to z, and it becomes 165% of z. And then again, if you take 1/100, 60x plus 100z is equal to 165z by 100. Sorry, so 100 gets cancelled, and this is 60x is equal to 65z. This implies x by z is equal to 65 divided by 60 is 13 by 12. So we have x by y is equal to 13 by 14 and x by z is equal to 13 by 12. Now we have to find out the relationship between x, y and z. So normally what we do is, if we have, like in these two ratios, whatever is common, we try to bring it in the middle. So x is common here, so we'll try to bring it in the middle. So what we'll do is, instead of x by y is 13 by 14, you would take it as y by x, and it's equal to 14 by 13. I've just taken the reciprocal of this. X by y is equal to 13 by 14, and that implies y by x is equal to 14 by 13. Now if we write it as ratios, y is to x is equal to 14 is to 13. And then we have x by z. So x, I'll just write it in a clean way. Write it here. So we have y by x is equal to 14 by 13. Yeah, 14 by 13. And x by z is equal to 13 by 12. So y is to x, and then we have x is to z. This is equal to y by x is 14 is to 13, and then x by z is 13 is to 12. Now since this x is common, and here also 13 is common, we can just combine these ratios. So y is to x is to z. So we can only combine when these two numbers are same. If these two numbers are not same, then we have to multiply these ratios to get these two numbers common. That is the common number common here. That is equal to 14:13:12. So this is the combined ratio. Since y is to x is to z is 14:13:12, we can write, we can take y is equal to 14x, x is equal to 13x, and z is equal to 12x. And the least is z. After that is x, 13x. After that is, sorry, y, that is 14x. So that is y. This is the inequality because we have got that ratio from this thing. So the correct answer is zx by the first option, zxy. I hope you have understood this. If you have any doubt, please ask. So I hope there is no doubt in this question. If you still have, if you want any clarity, please ask. Okay, I think there is no doubt in this question. So then move to the next question. So take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, it's time. Please select the answer choices that you have got. There are only 6 votes. So majority 43 have got 43% have got C. The next highest is for option B. After that, there is option A and then option D. So if you are yet to select the answer choices, please do that. We'll see how to go over this question. So there are 2 candidates X and Y contested. 2 candidates X and Y contested an election. 80% of the voters cast their vote, and there were no invalid votes. There was no nota also, nota option. X got 56% of the votes cast and won by 1440 votes. What is the total number of voters in the voters list? So let the total number of voters be V, and they are saying the number of actual voters who voted was 80% of V. So actually only 80% voted, so 0.8 V voted, but we now have to calculate V, not 80% of the voters. We have to calculate V here. And what they're saying is X got 56% votes and won by 1440 votes. So how much vote X has got? Let that be X here. X has got this, the total number of people who have voted is 0.8 into V. And in that he has got 56% votes, 0.56. 56% means 56 by 100. So I've taken it as 0.56. And what about Y? Y has got in that 80% voters who have cast their vote. In that he has got 44%. Sorry, 44% have voted for Y. So that is 0.44. Because 0.56 and 1, so 56% have voted for X and 44% have voted for Y. So people who have voted are total number are 0.8 V. So this is the value of, and then they are saying that X won by 1440 votes. So the number of votes won by X and the number of vote garnered by Y, the difference is 1440. This is the equation. These two are the initial equations that we have calculated. So we'll substitute the value of X here and Y here. This is X is 0.8 V into 0.56 minus Y is 0.8 V into 0.44 is equal to 1440. If we take 0.8v common, we have 0.56 minus 0.44 is equal to 41440. 0.8v, this is 0.12 is equal to 1440. V is equal to 1440 divided by 0.8 into 0.12. This can also be written as 1440. This can be written as 8 by 10, so 8 and 10 goes to the numerator. This can be written as 12 by 100, so again this 100 goes here. And this is 12 ones are 12 12s are 144. This is 120. And we have 2 4s are 2 5s are and 4 3s are 12, 30. This 30 into 5 into 100. 3s are 15. This is 150. 150 into 100 is 1000 into 100. This is 15000, 15,000. So the correct option is option A. So B is 15,000. I hope you have. Yeah, Shivu, please ask. Shivu, I have unmuted you. If you have any query, please ask. Yeah, please ask. I've unmuted you. Please ask.
No, clear. Thank you.
Okay. Any more doubts in this question? If you have any doubts, please ask. I'll be happy to clear that. Yeah. Yeah, Deepthi, please ask.
सर हमने यहाँ पर x और y की वैल्यू कैसे निकाली है ये बता दीजिए.
Okay. So she's asking how we have calculated the value of x and y here. So what they've said is x and y have contested, and only 80% of people who have contested have got the votes. Sorry, only 80% of the total voters. So in this case, we have calculated that 15,000 people have voted. So in that 15,000, only 80% have turned up to vote. Okay, so that was around 12,000 only have voted. So I've taken this 80% of the voters cast their vote, and there was no invalid vote. So the total number of votes that was cast is 0.8 into V. We had taken V as total votes. And in that total voters, 56% have opted for X. So this is 56%. 56 by 100, that is 0.56. And for Y, remaining people, that is because there are only 2 candidates in the selection and there was no nota. So 56% have selected X. So the remaining people, 44%, should have selected Y, would have voted for Y. So that 44% is here. And this is the number of total voters who have come to vote. Normally, all the people who are in the voter list won't come to vote. Only few people come. In this election, there was 80% turnout. So out of 50,000 voters who are in the voter list, only 12,000 came to the voting stations and voted. So that 12,000 would be represented by 0.8 into V. V is 15,000. So that V we had calculated here. And the difference between X and Y was 1440. X got 56% of the vote and won the election by 14,440 votes. So X would have got certain votes, Y would have got certain votes. Because X has garnered more votes. So X minus Y is 1440. And then we have substituted X and Y here. Dipti, I hope you cleared your doubt. If you have any question, please ask. Just I'll give. Yeah, please ask.
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 80% ಅಂತ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವ ಸರ್? ನಾವು 100% ಅಂತ ಅಜಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 80% ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ 80% ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನು 20% ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್?
ಹೌದು, ಅವರೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. 80% ಆಫ್ ದ ವೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವೋಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಅವತ್ತು ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕಕ್ ಬಂದವ್ರು ಬರೀ 80% ಜನ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Yeah, Prajwal, please ask your doubt.
The first step, x is equal to 0.8 V. V is a percent. It is a percentage of total population, right?
Yeah, V is the total voters in the voter list. So 0.8 V is 80% of that V.
But 0.56 is the percentage of total voters, right? These are two.
No. See, 0.8 is 0.8 V is the total voters who have come to the polling booth.
Okay.
V is the people who are there in the voter list.
Okay.
And in that, people who have, among those people who have come to the voting booth, only 56% have opted for X.
Okay.
And Y, they have 44% of the people who have come to the booths have opted for Y. So that is 0.44 into the people who have come, 0.8 into V.
Okay, sir.
Are there any more doubts in this question, Dipti? I hope I've cleared your query. If there are any doubts in this, please ask. Yeah, Shri, please ask.
Sir, question there was no invalid votes, there was no nota ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ನೋಟಾ ಇದ್ದು ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ವೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್?
Okay, so the question she's asking is, what if they had given that there were nota and there were invalid votes? In that case, you have to subtract it here. So, for example, if there were 10% votes out of the 80% votes, there are 10% votes for invalid. So that means only 70% votes were valid. So 80% only, we had to remove 10% here. If there was invalid votes. And if there were nota, so we would have taken nota as n, and then we would have calculated the remaining number here. So n would be some, for example, 10% out of the 70% votes, around, like they would have given 46% have voted for X, 44% have voted for Y, 10% have voted for nota. So n would become 0.1 into V into 10%, sorry, 0.7, because there were 10% non-valid votes or invalid votes. So this was 0.7 into V into 0.1. This would have been the equation for nota, if they would have given it. Normally, I mean, if they want to complicate your life, they would do it, but in this case, luckily, they have not complicated things. So I hope the doubt is cleared. If there are still any questions or doubts, please ask, or else we'll move to the next question. Okay, I guess there are no more doubts in this question. We'll move to the next question. So take 3 minutes to solve this. It's time. Please choose the answer choices that you have got. There are 10 people who have selected their answer choices. 40% have got option B, 20% have got option C, 20% have got option D, and 20% have got option A. If there are people left out, please select the answer choices that you've got. The majority have got option B now after 17 votes. So let's see how to solve this question. they are saying that there are two containers, X and Y. X contains 100 ml of milk and Y contains 100 ml of water. 20 ml of milk from X is transferred to Y. After mixing well, 20 ml of the mixture in Y is transferred back to X. If M denotes the proportion of milk in X, M is the percentage of milk in X, and N is the percentage of water in Y. Then which of the following is correct? M is equal to N, M is greater than N, M is less than N. So we have two containers. One container X, and it is 100 ml milk, and another container Y, in that there is 100 ml water. Now first time from this X, 20 ml is going to this here, and after that they'll mix properly, and then again 20 ml from that side to that side they'll transfer 20 ml. And after doing this, one side they're transferring this 20 ml, and again they're transferring again the 20 ml here back to X. They're asking what would be the concentration of milk in X and what would be the concentration of water in X. So first let's take when the first time they're transferring, first transfer. In their first transferring, let's what will happen in X, the amount of milk would be 80 ml. It is initially there was 100 ml milk, 20 ml was removed, so 80 ml is remaining. And water in X was 0. Initially it was 0, finally also it is 0 itself. There is nothing, there is no water here. So finally only 80 ml of milk is remaining in X. What will happen to Y? Initially milk was 0. Now milk from X has been added to Y. So this is 0 plus 20, 20 ml is there in X. Water, initially there was 100 ml, and now there is no water. There was no water in this milk container, that is X. It was pure milk. So there is no water, so water added was 0. This is 100. So even in the end, in Y, there is 20 ml milk and 100 ml water. There is total 120 ml of liquid, and this 120 ml, so 1/6 would be milk, and 5/6 is water. How did I calculate this 1/6? So total milk was 20 and the total volume was 120. This is 20 ones are 26 are, and then this water, this was total final water was 100. This is 120. This is 25 are 26. This is 5/6. So 1/6 is milk and 5/6 is water. Now from this container, from Y, they are removing 20 ml. So from Y they are removing 20 ml. Now this is second transfer. So when they are removing 20 ml, what would be the amount of milk in this 20 ml? That is 1/6. 1/6 into 20 ml would be the milk that is being removed, and 5/6 would be water. 5/6 of 20 ml would be water. So this is milk when they are removing from container Y. In this 20 ml, 1/6 into 20 is milk. 1/6 into 20, sorry, 5/6 into 20 is water. So So this is in this 20 ml. This is what the constituent will be. I would not calculate the exact amount. I would then use it to simplify it later. So now what will happen in X? X milk earlier was 80 ml. So in X milk was 80 ml earlier, and now this 1/6 is being added. 1/6 into 20 ml is being added. And water earlier was 0. Now 5/6 of water is being added. 5/6 into 20 ml is being added. So this is, if we take this 1/6 as a reciprocal, denominator LCM, 6 8s are 48, 480 plus 20. This is 500/6 ml milk is there. And in this case, 100/6 ml is water. This is 100/6. I hope you understood this. So in X, the milk is 500/6. Water content is 600/6 ml. So the concentration of milk here, I calculated here in X, milk in X is equal to total milk, how much it is there, 500/6. And the total concentration is 500/6 ml was milk plus 100/6 was water. This is 500/6 divided by 600/6. 6 will be cancelled. This is 5/6. Now this is equal to, is nothing but M. Now what would happen in Y? Let's see what would happen in Y. So in Y, milk was 20 ml. So this 20 was here. Earlier it was 20 ml was there. Now this much milk is being removed. 1/6 of, so this is 1/6 into 20 is being removed. So this is equal to, if you take LCM 6, 120 minus 20 is equal to 100/6 is the left out. And water was, earlier it was 100 ml. Now in that 100 ml, 5/6 of 20 ml is water. So 5/6 is decreasing. Of 20 ml it is decreasing. Again LCM is 6. So 600 minus 5 2s are 1000. This is 500/6. So in Y, milk is 100, water is 100/6, water is 500/6. So we have to calculate, N is percentage of water in Y. So we have to calculate N. So let's calculate N here. Milk, water in Y, that is also equal to N. It is equal to, water is 500/6 divided by milk plus water. Milk is 500/6 plus 100/6 is equal to 500/6 divided by 600/6 is equal to 500/600. This is 500/600. This is 5/6. Now M is 5/6. N also is 5/6. That's why M is equal to N. The correct answer is A. I hope you have understood this. And in all this, you have to be very careful with not making any mistakes. You can sometimes make silly mistakes of multiplying wrongly or dividing wrongly. Please be very careful. There are some doubts. I'll just allow people to ask. Yeah, SK, please ask your doubt. Dheeraj, please ask. Dheeraj, we have unmuted you. If you want to ask any question, please ask.
ask. No, continue. I don't have to ask.
Okay. SK, if you have any doubts, please ask. I have unmuted you. If you can ask your question.
ಸರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
Okay. Just I'll be just explaining the second step in Kannada. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ 20 ml ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಿಂಗ್ 20 ml ಈ ವೆಸಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ವೆಸಲ್ ವೈ ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ 0 ಇತ್ತು, ಬರೀ 100 ml ವಾಟರ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ 20 ml ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, 20 ml ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟರ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ 100 + 0 ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೋ ವಾಟರ್, ಅದು ಯಾವ ವಾಟರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಏನು ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಬರೇ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಈ ನೀರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ 20 ml ಹಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ml ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ 120 ml ಇದೆ. ಈ 120 ml ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1/6 ಇಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ 5/6 ಇಸ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇರೋದೆಷ್ಟು 20 ml, ಟೋಟಲ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು 120. ಸೊ 20/120 is 1/6. So 1/6 is milk and 100 ml is water and 120 ml is milk. Sorry, total volume. So 5/6 is water. And now from this container, if you are removing 20 ml, so this they are mixing this properly. What they are saying is, after mixing very well, they are removing 20 ml. So when you clearly mix something, so the proportion would be same throughout the solution. So when you remove 20 ml solution from this container Y, so you would get in that 20 ml, 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ 1/6 ಇದು 20 ml. 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1/6 ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಈ 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲೂ 1/6 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ 5/6 ಏನಿತ್ತು ವಾಟರ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಈ 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲೂ 5/6 ವಾಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯು ವುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. 20 ml ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ಬಿ ಆಡೆಡ್. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ 20/6 ml ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟರ್ 5/6 into 20 ml ವಾಟರ್ ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ 500/6 ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 500/6 ml ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್. ವಾಟರ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ 100/6. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟರ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಇನ್ ವೈ ಇಸ್, ವೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂಚೆ 20 ml ಇತ್ತು. ಈ 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಂದ 20 ml ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 1/6. ಸೊ ಈ 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1/6 ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಈ 20/100/6 ml ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ವಾಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಮುಂಚೆ 100 ml ಇತ್ತು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 20 ml ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. 20 ml ಅಲ್ಲೂ 5/6 ನೀರಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ 5/6 ನೀರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ 500/6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 600, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು LCM ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಸೊ 6 into 100 is 600 minus 5 2 10 100 is equal to 500/6. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ, ಇದು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ವೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇದು ಹಾಲು ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ವೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ N, that is sorry in Y, that is not, that is also equal to N. ಅವರೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. N is the concentration of or the proportion of water in Y anta. So the proportion of water in Y is N here. So water ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು 500/6 ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನು 500/6 ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 100/6 ನೀರು. ಸಾರಿ 500/6 ವಾಟರ್ 100/6 ಮಿಲ್ಕ್. ಟೋಟಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 600/6. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 500/6 is water. So 500/600, 5/6 would be still be water. So the proportion of water is 5/6. X ಅಲ್ಲಿ the proportion of milk ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 500/6 ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ 500/6 plus 100/6, 100/6 water. So total is 600/6 is water, 500/6 is milk, then 5/6 is M. The ratio would be, in the proportion would be 5/6. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಏನಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. I hope I have explained clearly. If you have any, still have any queries? Yes, Shweta, please ask.
Sir, second time transfer ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ 20 ml ಅಂತ, ವಾಟರ್ 100 ಅಂತ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅದು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದಿರುತ್ತೋ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀರು ತೆಗ್ದಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 1/6 ವಾಟರ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇತ್ತು, 5/6 ವಾಟರ್ ಇತ್ತು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 20 ml ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 1/6 × 20 ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 5/6 × 20 ವಾಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ 20 ml ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. Okay, I hope I've cleared all your queries. If you still have any query or doubt, please ask. Yeah, please ask.
सर सेकंड ट्रांसफर समझा दीजिए एक बार, और ये 1/6 का कंसेप्ट भी कहाँ से लिया ये?
हिंदी में समझा दो या इंग्लिश में समझा दो?
No sir, English is also suitable for me. Okay.
So in the second transfer, what they have done is from Y they have transferred the amount of 20 ml back to container X. So when the first transfer happened, there was here when the first transfer happened in the container Y. In the container Y, the milk was 20 ml. This 20 ml came from this container, this one, and earlier 100 ml water was already in this container. 100 ml was already in this container, so total volume became 120 ml. And in this 120 ml, they are mixing it properly, so this ratio would be uniformly distributed throughout the solution. So any quantity that you remove from this container Y, in that quantity 1/6 will be milk, 5/6 would be water. So here they are removing only 20 ml. So 1/6 into 20 ml would be milk, 5/6 into 20 ml would be water. Now this whole thing would go to X. So in X, what will happen is earlier, after removal of 20 ml, there was only 80 ml left. So in this 80 ml, this 1/6 of milk is coming from container Y. So we are adding the amount of milk that was there in container X, plus this is from Y. This is coming from Y. And when you add this, it will become 500/6. Water amount was earlier 0 because this was pure milk. Container X contained pure milk. Now from container Y, 5/6 into 20 ml water is coming. So we add 0 plus 5/6 into 20, that is 100/6. So this after second transfer, the amount of milk and water in container X is 500/6 and 100/6. And if you calculate the concentration of milk, that would be 5/6 here. Because this is milk, 500/6 is milk. And in the denominator, you would add the total milk plus water. Milk plus water is 500/6 plus water is 100/6. That is equal to 500/600, that is 5/6. Then what will happen in container Y? Container Y, initially 20 ml of water was transferred from container X. So that 20 ml was already existing. And now 20 ml is being removed. So in that 20 ml, milk was 1/6 because the concentration was equally distributed. So 1/6 of 20 ml was removed. So the remaining is milk is 100/6 ml would be remaining in Y. Water, earlier 100 ml was there. Now 5/6 of 20 ml is being removed. So the remaining portion is 500/6. Now in container Y, if we calculate the concentration of concentration of water, water is 500/6. Total is 500/6 plus 100/6. That is water plus milk. This is 100/6. This is 500/6. So now in the numerator, this is 500/6. Denominator 500/6 plus 100/6 is 600/6. 6 gets cancelled. 500/600. Then that is nothing but 5/6. So the concentration of milk in container X is also 5/6, and the concentration of water in Y is also 5/6. That's why M is equal to N. So the correct option is A. I hope I have cleared the doubt. If you have, if anyone else have any doubt in this question, please ask. Or else I'll move to the next question. I think there are 2 more questions for the day. Yeah, please ask.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಸರ್? ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ?
ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು so what he's asking is will the time be sufficient? So I would suggest you to do first easy questions and then come to these questions that would takes a lot of time. So if you know that if they are mixing concentrations, you have to be very careful with the calculations. So please leave these type of questions at the end. Once you cover the easy questions from this part, go to the verbal part, do those easy questions there, and once that is done, come to the topics like this. That questions that would take more time. So I think I've cleared your query. If you have any doubts, please ask, or else we'll move to the next question. We'll try to complete the 2 questions because tomorrow I'm planning to start a new topic session. So we'll have just a minute. We have 2 more questions. Please bear with me for 10 more minutes. Please take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, it's time. Please choose the answer choices that you've got. Majority have got option C. Nobody has got option D. 17% have got option B, and nobody has got option A. We'll see how to go about this question. They're saying that A and B decided to travel from X to Y by bus. A has 10 rupees with him, and he finds that it is 80% of the bus fare for 2 persons. B finds that he has 3 rupees with him and hands it over to A. In this context, which one of the following statement is correct? The money A has is just enough to buy 2 tickets. A still needs 2 rupees for buying tickets. After buying the 2 tickets, A will be left with 50 paisa. Or the money A now has is still not sufficient to buy 2 tickets. So we need to find out what is the fare and is the total money sufficient. So what they are saying is, first sentence, A and B decide to travel from X to Y by a bus. A has 10 rupees with him and he finds that it is 80% of the bus fare for 2 persons. This 10 rupees is equal to 80% of the fare of 2 persons. So they are saying that the fare for 2 persons are same. Let the fare be F. So 2 persons is 2F. This is 80%, 0.8 into 2F. This is 1.6F. This is F is equal to 10 divided by 16 by 10. 2 8s are 2 5s are 2 4s are 2 5s are 25 by 4. This is equal to 25 by 2 is 12.5 by 2. This is equal to 6.25. Now the fare is 6.25. For 2 people, this is 6.25 into 6 plus into 2 is 12.5. So the total fare that they have to pay, A and B have to pay, is 12.5 rupees. A had 10 rupees. B found 3 rupees in his pocket. So total combined is 13 rupees. They had to buy the tickets at 12.5. So the remaining money is 50 paisa. So that option, I think, is C. After buying 2 tickets, A will still be left with 50 paisa. I hope this is clear. But if still there are any doubts in this question, please ask. Or else we'll move to the next question. Okay, we'll move to the next question then. So take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, just a minute. Shweta, please ask.
Sir, they told that they have 80% for 2%.
So that is what I have written here. This 80%. 80% of.
Can I clarify that?
Okay, so they are saying that the 10 rupees is 80% of the two fares of two people. The fare of two people is 2F. And that 80% is 0.8 into 2F. For example, in this case, they had 12.5 rupees. But the fare was, the total fare was 12.5. And that 10 rupees was 80% of this. So 12.5 into 80% would become 10. This is what they're saying. So this two fares, the fare for two persons are 2F. So 80% of this 2F is 1.6. Sorry, 1.8. 0.8 into 2 is 1.6, and that amount is nothing but 10. I hope I have cleared the doubts. If you still have, Shweta, you can ask.
Cleared.
Okay. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. ನಾನು ಅದ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1% ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರಾಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ.
Okay. We'll move to the next question. Please take around 3 minutes to solve this. There are 6 people who have selected the answers here. 50% have got option A. 17% have got option B. 33% have got option D. Nobody has got option C. We'll see how to go about this question. They're saying which one of the following will have the minimum change in its value if 5 is added to both numerator and denominator of the fractions. We have 2 by 3, we have 3 by 4, we have 4 by 5, we have 5 by 6. And what they're saying is, what is the minimum change that will happen if 5 is added to both numerator and denominator? So this would be, then see, earlier I think I had discussed a concept here. If there are there are 3 types of fractions: proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed fractions. Proper fractions are like where the numerator is less than the denominator. For example, 1 by 5. So numerator is less, denominator is more. Improper fraction is where the fractions where numerator is greater than the denominator. Denominator is a smaller number, numerator is a greater number. And mixed fraction is something of the sort like this 3, 1 by 4. To convert this into this proper and improper fraction, you multiply this 3 into 4. 3 into 4 plus 1 divided by 4. This is 13 by 4. So this is how you do it. So what I had earlier explained is in proper fractions. So for example, these proper fractions are less than 1. And improper fractions are more than 1. So improper, this is in this side improper fractions will be there, and in this side proper fractions will be there. And if you add equal numbers to the proper fraction, the number, for example, if earlier the number was here, if you add equal number to the numerator and denominator, the number would approach 1. And in improper fraction, if you add, like in this case 5 by 4, if you add equal numbers, like if you add 10 to the numerator and 10 to the denominator, this is 15 by 14, this number would approach 1. So in both the cases, if you add equal numbers to the numerator and denominator, both will reach 1. But in this proper fraction, it will increase towards 1. In improper fraction, it will decrease towards 1 because it is already more than 1. This will come towards 1. So it will come here, it will decrease and come towards 1, and this will reach 1 here. So for example, if I add 5 by 4 in the numerator, if I add 10,000, and again denominator also I add 10,000, that would be much closer to 1. So the numbers will decrease. So in this case, all the fractions are improper fractions, and they are adding equal numbers of 5 to both numerator and denominator. So which one would change the least? The one which is closest to 1 would change the least, because it will just move this side. So 2 by 3 is nothing but, if you see it is in the decimals, it is 0.66. 3 by 4 is 0.75, and 4 by 5 is 0.8, and 5 by 6 is 83.33. I think that is, and I'm able to write this because I have by-hearted these fractions. 1 by 3 is 0.33. 1 by 4 is 0.25. 1 by 5 is 0.2. 1 by 6, I think, is 0.166. I think 1 by 6 is 0.166. Yes, 0.166. So 2 by 3 is nothing but 0.66. If you multiply, it will become 0.66. 3 into 0.25 is 0.75. And 4 into 0.2 is 0.8. And 1 by 6, 0.66 into 5. So instead of multiplying this by 5, what I've done is, I've done 1 by 5 by 6. And in that, I have to, 1 by 1 by 6. That would become 5 by 6. So out of 1, from 1, if I subtract 0.166, this would be 0.833. So these are the 4 numbers: A, this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So which is closest to the 1? Because if you add any number to this, to numerator and denominator, this will move towards 1. So which has the least, which is the closest to the 1? That is option D. This is 0.833. This number is closest to 1. So this number will have the least change when you add numerators, or when you add 5 to the numerator and 5 to the denominator. I hope I'm clear with this. I hope you are comfortable with the explanation. If you have any doubts, please ask. I will be happy to clear any of your doubts. Yeah. LKR, please.
Sir, can you please explain proper and improper? Proper and improper one.
Okay. Understand. See, proper fractions are fractions where the numerator, so the numerator is less than the denominators. For example, like 1 by 6. Here the numerator is less, denominator is more than the numerator. In this case, 5 is greater than 1. In these kinds of fractions are called proper fractions. Improper fractions are one where the numerator is greater than the denominator. So in this case, the numerator 5 is greater than the denominator. So this is improper fractions. So this is the difference between improper and improper. I hope I'm able to clear your doubt. If you have any query, please ask.
ಸರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ 1ಗೆ ಹತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಪ್ರಾಪರ್ 1ಗೆ ಹತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ರೂಲ್, ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
Okay. So I'll just explain it here once again. So this is 1. Okay. All the improper fractions are right side of, this is a number line, like here 2, the value is 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will go on like this to 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. In this case, this is 0 and -1, -2, So if both the numbers are positive, a numerator and denominator is positive, proper fractions would end up here between 0 and 1, and improper fractions would be greater than 1. So if in improper fractions, if you add equal numbers, for example, a and b is improper fraction, and if you add equal numbers to both the sides, both the numerator and denominator, this number would decrease and reach this 1. And you can, in your spare time, what you can do is you can take any improper fraction. For example, 10 by 2. This is 5. Now, what I'll do is I'll add 10 plus 5 and 2 plus 5. This is 15 by 7. This is 2 point something. So this is clearly, it has decreased and it is approaching 1. So the same way, you add more numbers, it will come towards 1. This point is 1. So if it's an improper fraction, it will decrease and the value will approach 1. If it is a proper fraction, I'll just remove this minus 1 first. So if it is like 0 is somewhere here, and these are all improper fractions, and if the value is, the fraction is somewhere here, and if you add equal numbers, like if this is 1 by 2, and if you add equal numbers here, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, this will be 2 by 3. This 1 by 2 is 0.5, 2 by 3 is 0.66. So from 5 it has increased to 0.66. Now again, if for example, if I take the same fraction, if I add 2 here, it should be 3 by 4. Now 3 by 4 is 0.75. Again it has increased to, so somewhere here 1 is there. So from 1 by 2 it is slowly moving towards 1. And from here it is slowly moving towards 1. But here when it is going towards 1, it will increase. The value will increase. Here the value will decrease. If it is improper fraction, the value will decrease. If it is a proper fraction, the value will increase. I hope I'm clear. If you want more clarity, what you can do is just take an example here, just like what I have taken 1 by 2, and keep adding or subtracting. If you are subtracting, it will move away from 1. If you are adding, it will move towards 1. Even here also, if you add equal numbers, it will move towards 1. If you subtract, it will move towards away from 1. Like for example, this 1 would act like a magnet, and these fractions will come towards this fraction will come towards this. If you are adding something, if you are subtracting something, it will move away from this. It will move away from this. I hope I have understood and explained this properly. But still, if you have any query, you can ask. So this was the last question for the day. Tomorrow we'll be starting a new topic, that is simple interest, compound interest, and profit and loss. So I will combine these 3 concepts together and we'll cover that. Tomorrow we'll start at 8 o'clock. Today I had to extend it because I had left with only 2 questions from this topic, so I had to extend. If you have any doubts in these questions, today's questions, or any concept that I've taught, please ask. Enough? Yeah. Yeah. Please ask your query. Hello, Ria. I've unmuted you. If you want to ask a query, please ask. Okay. I think the button was pressed by mistake. Okay. So if you have any other doubt, please ask, or else we'll end the session today. It's already 30 minutes past the deadline, the normal time. So I think there is no more doubt here. If you still have, please raise your hand. I'll let you speak. Or else we'll end the session today here, and we'll meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And the new topic would be simple interest, compound interest, and profit and loss. So thank you for coming for today's session. Good night.